Hello and welcome to day one of Answer Your Calling. I'm really excited to be here. I'm so thrilled that almost 200 women have registered to really tune in to this offering that I have created, Answering Your Calling to Create, Answer Your Calling to Heal, and Answer Your Calling to Lead. And I'm sure that even more women than that will synchronistically find their way to these videos. And it's such an honor and a pleasure to be here. Hello. Yes, wonderful. So glad to see women popping on, joining me live, and many more watching the replay. So, welcome. And first of all, I want to share what my vision and intention is for creating this in the first place. Yay, hello. Wonderful. Answer your calling. What does that mean to me? And I'm curious too, what does that mean to you? Hello, darlings. So great to see so many of you here live. To answer your calling, the reason I named this, this series, this training activation, answer your calling is when we no longer distract ourselves, procrastinate, or deny ourselves from doing and being who we know we are meant to be and what we know that we are meant to do. I believe that all of us have a soul's calling. And it's totally different. It's totally unique for everyone. And that is such a beautiful and wonderful thing. And I really want to make that clear right from the get-go, that what it's going to look like for you to answer your calling is going to be totally different than what it looks like for me, what it has looked for me, and what it's going to look like, what it does look like for anyone else. It's not just one thing, right? And to answer your calling, my vision for this was to support and to inspire all of you, even those of you that feel, yeah, I'm already answering my calling. We know, those of us that really are on the path of answering our calling, being in our true soul's purpose, it is a journey. It is a process that it's not just a one and done thing. It's a choice that we have to continually make every day, practically. And so this, my vision and intention for this series, this 3-day offering, is to give you practical tips and tools that you can implement immediately. It's to provide you with inspiration and motivation to think even bigger, to dream bigger, to go even farther, and to also connect us so that you feel the sisterhood in here, in Awaken the Goddess Within, that you don't feel alone, that you know that this is exactly that this is an ongoing journey and it's a choice. So again, welcome. So excited to have you here and to support you and witness you as you answer your calling, whatever that looks like for you. So before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to introduce who I am. I know many of you know me. My name is Flora Ware, and I am the focalizer, the creatrix of this sacred online community, which is Awaken the Goddess Within. Almost exactly 4 years ago, I created this group with the vision to build community around for women from all over the world who are devoted to their spiritual practice, to awakening the goddess within, to creatrix consciousness, and to have that space, to have this community online where we could learn and grow and uplift one another. I am a leadership mentor and a sacred business coach, but first and foremost, I am a priestess of the sacred feminine, and I am devoted to bringing more creatrix consciousness through my sacred work and into the world, supporting other women with recognizing to hear their soul's voice and to align their life and their work with their unique feminine power. And today, I have a very exciting announcement. I know, Michelle, 4 years. I have a very exciting announcement that today I am reopening the doors. Drum roll, please. Boom, 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 boom. I am reopening the doors to my Sacred Facilitators program. Woohoo! So doors are now open. If you are feeling the call and you want to answer your calling to be a sacred space holder in whatever way that looks like for you. Sacred Facilitators is transformational training for group leaders. And I want to, how do I do this here on my phone? I thought that I could drop a link in. Oh, maybe I can't. I was going to drop the link in right in the comments there, but I'm not seeming to. Oh well, I will drop the link in later. But doors are now open for Sacred Facilitators, and we are getting started with a live online opening ceremony on the full moon next week, September 1st, and doors close on September 3rd. But if you are feeling ready, if you're feeling aligned with that, I will somehow get the link in. Oh well, and you want to check out those inspired action bonuses, because if you join before Thursday, you'll get some wonderful bonuses that will support you with this training program. And it's a training program, but it's also an online sisterhood. So you are plugging into an ongoing support network with just a one-time investment fee. So this is the 3rd year that I've run this program, and it really is to support women in stepping into their calling as leaders, as teachers, as guides, and healers. So I'll talk more about that later. Hello. All right. So, a few years ago, I was at a pretty low point in my life. And I'm not going to lie and say that it was, a rock bottom moment. No. On the outside, I'm sure it looked like I had it pretty good. And truth be told, I did have it pretty good. Married to my wonderful wife, mother to, my young son, who was 2 at the time. I had a permanent part-time job in an industry and a career that I had chosen. Oh my goodness, Elsa, mwah, mwah, thank you, sister. Yes, there's the link if you want to check it out. Thank you so much. So yeah, I had the marriage, I had the family, I had the job, we owned our own condo. Like I said, on the outside, everything looked pretty good. But the truth was that I was really frustrated and feeling a lot of discontent, because a few years previously, I had walked away from my professional singing career after more than a decade of being a struggling artist. And I'd become a mom. And while that was rewarding in so many ways, it was also completely disorienting and challenging. And I didn't really have a creative outlet. I was working, I was eating, I was sleeping, and I was repeating. And that was my life. And there was one day in particular when I was feeling really, really down. I was feeling in a pissy mood. And I was walking around, pushing my son in the stroller. And I was ticked off kind of at God, at the universe. You ever have one of those moments where where it's like you're not taking self-responsibility, and you're just ticked off, and you're wanting to blame someone, but you can't really blame anyone else, so you're just like angry at the universe or angry at God? Give me some likes if you've ever had that kind of a moment. I'm pushing my son in the stroller, and I'm kind of having this argument in my head. And I get to this point where I say, something has got to change. And in that moment, one of those few times in my life that I heard my higher self, or I had that clairaudient moment, one of my spirit guides or someone, respond to me. Because when I said, something has got to change, this voice said, yeah, you. Talk about a witch slap, right? I wanted to talk back. I was ready to, like, what are you talking about? After I settled down, my ruffled feathers, I really had to take a good look at myself, that my frustration and my discontent was coming from the fact that I was not creating. I wasn't performing anymore. I hadn't been leading circles in a while. I wasn't writing because I was just on the treadmill of life. So I had that angst. Exactly. Why me? I was in victim mindset. Why me? Why is this happening to me? And so today I am going to, that's not original, Jenna. I should give credit to my previous business coach, Kristen Jett, for coining the phrase witch slap. Today I'm going to share 5 key steps for you to hear your soul's voice, to unlock your creative freedom, and to answer your calling to create. And I decided to do them in terms of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because when we do a countdown, it's really like go time, right? When we get to 1. But this 5th step in that way is really the first step. And that's what I'm talking about. I had to throw out my stale excuses of why I couldn't, why I shouldn't, and all of that. Look at what you're telling yourself about why you can't be doing what you want to be doing. And so that's the first step, number 5, right? You're with me now? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Throw it out. But before you can throw it out, you have to identify it. So that's what I'm saying. What do you tell yourself? Why can't you be doing more of your creative, sacred work? What are those excuses that you have? Not enough time, not enough money, not enough energy, maybe. Usually it's around scarcity. Usually, not always. I'm not good enough. What will people think about me? Well, any of those. If you're brave enough to share in the comments right now, or if you have your journal or a notebook nearby, I encourage you to journal on this, and maybe later go into a journaling session. Identify those old, worn out, stale excuses that you've been trotting along for however long, and about why you can't, why you shouldn't, and throw them out. Exactly. Not enough time or energy. And really look at that. Is that true? One of the reasons why I put that India Arie song on the playlist is exactly that, right? So much potential inside of me, and I'm taking my opportunity today. I will walk in my power today. Will be my finest hour. No more coulda, shoulda, woulda. No more coulda, shoulda, woulda. I live for me, can't live for you. I have a dream, and I do believe. Right? No more coulda, shoulda, woulda. Right? So really look at that, all of that, and throw them out. Not enough. Oh, I won't make enough money. Oh, that's a really good one, sister. So creating something is only of value if I can sell it or if I can make money, right? That's a good one. Really look at that belief that it's not worth it. It's not worth your time to be creating if you're not going to make money. That's a good one. I know that I've had that one too. Oh, I'm just about to become a mother. Oh my goodness, congratulations, sister. You feeling the creation magic in you and also needing to come out, but you hold back. So I'm afraid my baby will come. Oh, right, like the timeline. Oh, will I be a bad mom if I also do my purpose? Oh, thank you for naming that one. Yeah. And I'm so glad I shared my story that I had consciously retired myself from my professional singing career because I knew I was becoming a mom. I knew that I couldn't do both at the same time. That was my choice. Was that true? I just heard myself say couldn't. I knew that I couldn't do both. That was a choice. I love that. What is that? Will you be a bad mom if you're also working and doing your sacred purpose? Oh, that's a good one. Not enough energy, not enough confidence. Thank you, witnessing. Fear-based, fear of the judgments on what I know is truth. Oh yeah, the witch wound. You make time for what you're prioritizing. Absolutely. Loving that too. Not enough money to do it. Yeah. So look at all that and just really look at what's real, because thank you for those brave enough to name it. Most of it is fear-based. It's an illusion. It's not true. It's not true. So that's the first step, number 5. Throw that out. Throw out those stale excuses. Then number 4, the 4th key step here is once you're actively doing it, and again, that step, none of these are one and done, right? These are all ongoing processes. I'm still very much in that process, looking at where I'm still holding myself as excuses. Oops, excuse me. Number 4 is to create a daily ritual or practice to connect to spirit or to source or your higher self, whatever you want to call it, making a daily ritual practice to connect and to listen. You want to strengthen that channel. This is the one that will really help you hear your soul's voice. Because if you hear that and you think, wow, yeah, I'd love to hear my soul's voice, I'm really talking about intuition. I'm talking about connection to divine guidance, all of that. But for most people, it doesn't just happen. We need to make this a day. You need to have some daily practice or connection to strengthen that connection, to clear that channel, to listen, to receive the information, guidance, messages, intuitive hits, right? And then, of course, well, no, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So what could that look like, right? Probably a lot of you are thinking, oh, meditation. And maybe some of you are, meditation. I don't know. I have a hard time with sitting meditation. I'll be honest. It's not necessarily meditation, although meditation is a good one. But I'm talking having some kind of, I love a morning power hour, if I can get a whole hour. I love a morning ritual, but I also have an evening ritual before bed. I personally love journaling. Journaling practice for gratitude and for manifestation has been really pivotal for me in the last 5 years. If I've changed, as I've changed my life and really stepped into my soul's purpose. Beautiful. Thank you, sister. Oracle cards and writing. That's another one. Yeah, it was oracle cards. Walking, taking intuitive walks in nature. Yes, beautiful. We are on the same wavelength. Yoga. So it can be moving meditations. It doesn't have to be sitting meditation. For you, you find what really works for you. And it doesn't need to be the same thing every day. I always love sharing that I have my morning ritual, but it's not like my morning ritual looks the same way every single day. Yeah, breath work. Thank you. And chanting, toning, singing, absolutely. So it doesn't have to be the same thing every day, but making that time. A gratitude prayer in the morning. Beautiful. Okay, and so you, sister, love silence and emptiness and through meditation. Yeah. So finding what works for you, but this is really key because we have to quiet the monkey mind in order to access the magical mind. We must quiet the monkey mind and access the magical mind. To be able to hear our soul's voice, to hear our higher self and our intuition, or even beyond into more like connecting with spirit guides or deity practices, right? It just begins with, it could be as simple as 5 minutes every morning to breathe and empty out, calming yourself, grounding for the day, and then again at night. It doesn't have to be long and elaborate, especially if you're one of those that think that you don't have enough time. How are you supposed to add in another practice, right? Beautiful, a happy drum. Beautiful. So that's the next step. And after that, right, once you've really thrown out your excuses, starting to create a daily practice to connect and listen, the third key step, we've done 5, 4, and 3, is to follow the clues of your curiosity. To follow that trail of breadcrumbs that your soul, that your higher self is leading for you. This is especially important if some of you feel unclear about what you want to create. If you feel unclear and you're trying to figure it out, simply follow the clues of your curiosity. I'm telling you to indulge your fancy. Do it. What are you curious about? And just explore, follow, see where it leads you. And for those of you that know, if you're a really creative type and you're like me and you have so many creative ideas, right? Then we're going to talk about more of this into the next step, but you don't need to wonder what it is you want to do, but you're kind of figuring out the how. Really like follow the clues of one pathway, maybe 2, right? And that's where you can start. You don't need to put a lot of extra pressure on yourself, right? You can focus on the fun, the process, right? Don't focus on that end result. Yeah, that's really key. So just let it be interesting, right? I am so full of curiosity. I use a mind mapping app to keep up with your ideas. I love that. And so for those of you that are like that, the overly creative, right? I know it's a shadow of the creatrix archetype in some ways, that this next step is really important for you. So now the fourth step, number 2, I know it's a little confusing, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 2, start saying no to people and projects that demand your time and energy. And also start saying no, or at least not right now, to some of your inspired creative ideas. Because when you say no to the things that are demanding your time and energy, you're saying yes to you. You're saying yes to more time and energy for your sacred creative work. Okay? And so right now in this moment, I'm asking you, what is one thing that you know that you need to say no to? Is there something you've gotten involved with that you're really been feeling that you need to step away from? Is there a certain person that you love, even though you love them so much, they're demanding a lot of your time and you need to start saying no? Right? What is it? And what's coming up when you think that whatever's coming up first is probably the right thing? And even if it's hard, start saying no to the people and projects that are demanding your time and energy, because you want to start saying yes to you, to your projects, to your sacred creative work. Okay? And like I said, if you have so many ideas, start saying not right now. Write them down. I love that. I see that Leslie has shared the Orbit Mind app. That's for Android. But it's a mind mapping app. For me, the only way that I got from, because here's what happened, to circle back to my story. I went from being depressed, discontented, and all of that, to like creatrix overdrive within a few months. Because I realized where, the source of my unhappiness. And so then I did these steps, and then I got really opened up again as a channel, and I had so many ideas. And I realized that, wait a minute, I need to focus in order to have success and to see things through, to follow through. And so I put some things on the back burner, knowing like, I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get to you. So we need to be able to say no, right? And it's important to say no, because whenever you're saying no, you're saying yes to something else. And in this case, you're saying yes to you, to your ideas. Now, of course, if you have an inspired idea come along, out of nowhere, and you really know this is it, well, then that's fine. You're going to have to probably put something else in the back burner, right? But if you see this as a repeated pattern, as a creative person, that the lack of follow through, that you're a starter and not a finisher, this is what I'm saying. Stop the 17 projects and focus on 2 or 3. Right? I know that just focusing on 1 would be next to impossible for you. That is how I've had success as a creatrix and in my sacred business, was through focus. I found a channel to focus my creative energy, and I created a platform where I could have multiple ideas and projects going on. Yes, beautiful sister. Learning to say no to others and yes to me isn't easy, but I'm doing it. Celebrating you for that. So important. All right. And the 5th key step here. So number 1, I'll do a quick recap. Number 5, throw out your stale excuses about why you can't or why you shouldn't. Number 4, create a daily ritual practice to connect to source, to spirit, and to listen. Number 3, follow the clues of your curiosity and focus on the process, the journey, not the destination, not the end goal. Number 2, start saying no to people and projects that are demanding your time and energy, and saying yes to you and your sacred work. And the final step, number 1, take bold action. I'm sure you probably figured out that this is where I was going. You've got to take action. take action, take a class, take a program, immerse yourself in what you want more of in your life, right? You've got to do it bit by bit every day. Take some action, whatever that looks like for you. And remember, I'm not speaking to those of you that want, all of you that want to make a business out of your creativity or your sacred work. Some of you are listening to this because you want more time for your own hobbies that you love. Well, stop putting it off, right? Dust off the yoga mat, dust off the piano, get out the scrapbooking supplies or your crochet or whatever it is that you want to bring that creativity into your life. Since you're here, you have called me in to your awareness now, whether consciously or not, to be an initiator archetype. Since you're here right now watching the Answer Your Calling, you have called me into your awareness, into your life right now to be an initiator archetype and to challenge you to clarify what your truth is. Your truth, no one else's. Clarify what your truth is about where you want to put your creative energy and to align your time with that. And so I am challenging you to do that. It can feel so hard sometimes, I know, but it's really not. And so the final step is really to take action, right? Take action. Challenge accepted. Wonderful. And like I said, it could be that taking action could be going back through these steps. And this is a process. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. And remembering, and this is something that me and some of my priestess sisters have been talking about, that you want to create from pleasure, not from pressure, right? I certainly don't want you to be creating anything from a sense of obligation. Yes, there can be the resistance in the beginning, getting going again, but create from pleasure, not from pressure. That's when your creations will be imbued with that wonderful energy of your joy and your passion. Yes. Wonderful, sister. You will have your first action. That is fantastic. So, these are the 5 steps to answer your calling to create. And for some of you, taking action right now could be joining sacred facilitators. I said earlier in the call, and some of you have joined, since then, but doors are now open for sacred facilitators. And this is a training program for group leaders so that you have the skills and the confidence to be an exceptional sacred space holder. Whether you want to teach workshops or you want to host retreats, or you want to run group programs online or in person, or you want to lead women's circles, whatever it is that's in your passion and your joy, to have that understanding, the training and the framework. And like I said, it's not just a training, it's a sisterhood. So you're going to have ongoing support, ongoing opportunities for coaching and training through being part of this Sacred Facilitators community. So there's some early birds inspired action bonuses if you register before Thursday. So feel into it, and that might be your action to take right now. And I want to read some of these comments that have coming up. Yes, create from pleasure. I love that. Finding joy again in my life since embarking on this new journey. Beautiful. Yes, we want to bring more joy into the world. So my taking action could look like making changes to improve my energy levels to get started. Absolutely, right? because we're always in an ongoing process of finding out where we can be. Trying to override energy levels or a health issue, then that's not really going to support you in doing, in doing the work. Okay, sister, praying for South Louisiana, 2 hurricanes. Yes, let's take a moment and pray for Louisiana. And yeah, personally, I live in a part of the world where we have forest fires, which can be, of course, very scary and dangerous, but I can't even imagine living where there's hurricanes. So thank you for bringing that into our awareness. Let's all pray for, for everyone to be safe. Sure, I will speak to the schedule for the course. It's self-study, so if someone was really motivated, they could probably finish it in 2 weeks. But if you did a module a week, you would finish it in 2 months, or a little over 2 months. All of the training videos are 30 minutes or less, and then there's assignments with that. So it's self-study, but there is a live online opening ceremony next week, September 1st. And then, like I keep on saying, you're plugged into the online community for the ongoing support. Every other month, I'll be doing complimentary business coaching calls. There's going to be a wonderful workshop series as well that really speaks to having an anti-racist understanding and framework so that you're not unintentionally creating things that feel exclusive to BIPOC. I'm also bringing in someone to speak about cultural appropriation and having that awareness and understanding so that we're not, again, unintentionally culturally appropriating, especially in our ceremonial practices. And then another wonderful workshop that's speaking to understanding trauma in women. Because I expect that, like me, a lot of you want to work with women, even if you don't want to solely work with women. So as a group leader and a facilitator, it's really important to be able to understand the signs of trauma, to understand the common triggers, and to know what to do to navigate that. So there's a lot that I'm going to be providing, and feel free to reach out to me personally if you have any questions. And until tomorrow is Answer Your Calling to Heal. And I'll be speaking a lot more about how our own healing journey is often reflected in the work that we offer and do, and also how the healing journey that we are on collectively right now is being mirrored by the deep inner work that a lot of us are doing. So I will see you here again tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really want to celebrate you again for whatever way you are answering your soul's calling. Blessed be, sisters. Talk to you tomorrow.